Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Tenya Iida from My Hero Academia. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so like all the other My Hero Academia characters, I'm drawing this one a little bit bigger because I'm kind of, for some strange reason, all of them I've been drawing have been in a very crouched fighting pose. So same thing. I don't know, something about them when I start drawing them, I start putting them into this really specific crouched fighting pose. I don't know. I just something about it. Something about these characters that I just feel are in more of a fighting stance, lower to the ground. I don't know why. That's just how I see them, I guess. So the nice thing is that also leaves a little bit more room for detail, because normally when I'm drawing a character it's from here to here. Now when it's crouched out more, I could blow it up just a little bit more. So that's kind of a nice little detail, kind of a little bit more of a benefit, I guess. Alright, so it looks like, I think I'm there with the pose, so it looks like I can start to add some detail. And that's something I like to stress to all of you is plan what you're going to do. You know, sometimes, I talked about this before, sometimes you're not in the mood. Sometimes, like, you know, I just want to draw the head. I just want to draw some eyes. Go for it. You don't need to worry about where those are going to go. You don't have to plan that at all. But if you're going to do like a full character like this, I highly recommend you plan what you're going to do so you don't fall off the page. Okay. So sorry, I'm going to get a little quiet here because I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing. And I guess I'm trying to make some decisions too, because it's such a like armor heavy piece. Some of this stuff I have to determine, do I want to do this in color or do I want to do it with detail, like with the Sharpie? Because something else I talk about too is that these Sharpies, they're very defining. And I mean, that should go without saying, it's a Sharpie. Once you do it, it's there. It's defined, you know. But what I mean by that also is that if you're going to do something with color, you got to make a decision whether you're going to do that with a Sharpie or not first, because it's really going to stand out with that Sharpie. And yeah. And it's crucial to whether you want it to stand out or not, is what I'm trying to say. Because, like I said, it's super big and black. And even if you're using a small Sharpie, I use a Sharpie pen, even if you use something like that, it's going to stand out. So you got to determine whether you want it to stand out or whether you want it to just be there for color. But if you're going to do black and white, go for it. Do whatever you want, you know. Okay, so like this is what I'm talking about. Like all the armor-looking things in his shoes. It's like, do I want to put him in there, or do I want to do that with color? All right, let's see. All right, we're good there, we're good there. Now, I've got him hunched over, so there's only so much of his chest armor you're going to see. So, we're going to lose a little bit of stuff in the stomach, but we'll have some. What I think I'll do is I'll have a little bit more fun with his pipes. And make him a little bit more defined, or not defined, what do you call it, exaggerated. Like that. You know, they don't quite stick out that much, but again, I've got them all hunched over. So actually, if he's hunched over, they should be, the edge would be right there. I got to remember that too, because here's the other thing: if they bend back, I got to remember. Well, now they're more flat, so they're not as turned. They're not as turned. All right. So let me try to figure out this mask real fast, because again, I've got it at a different angle. So let me. Well, I guess he's more pointed straight at you, right? Yeah. I don't have to get too crazy. Ooh, my whole table just moved. What's going on? Crazy. All right, let's see. Okay, and again, sorry if I get quiet here, but you know, sometimes when I start concentrating, I do exactly that. I start concentrating. All right, let's see. All right, not bad, not bad. Let's see, what has he got in his arms? What has he got in his arms? Again, I've got his arm kind of exaggerated here, so you're only going to see so much. That'll work like that. Can you see his eyes? Yeah, I guess we gotta draw some eyes, huh? And then we'll do the little bullet hole breathing spots. Something like that. Let's give him a fist. Keep it kind of easy. But again, usually when I draw them in like a fighting pose like this, I don't know, fists are kind of, I wouldn't say mandatory, but fists feel pretty natural, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I think I am about ready. I'm going to switch over to the Sharpie section. I'm going to welcome everybody that skipped to it. And so I'm just going to erase some of these sketch lines and leave myself just a ghost of an image to draw over. Give me something to guide me, you know. But I don't want the pencil lines to stand out. I want the Sharpie lines to stand out. So I'm going to erase these lighter lines and leave myself just a faint image of the darker lines, the confidence lines. You always want to work with confidence with everything you do, right? Never with sketchiness, always with confidence. And usually that's how it goes. You're sketching, you're sketching, you're sketching. Those are your sketch lines. That's what they mean, right? Then the more confident you got, the darker they got. So that's what we want to see. Luckily, as I'm lightly erasing, the sketch lines disappear and the confidence lines stick around. Okay. Okay, let me retape my paper because I'm moving the whole thing by doing this. Alright, let's tape that back down. Good to go. I'm going to use this so my hand doesn't sweat all over the paper. I'm going to use it to protect it. And welcome everyone. So welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but depends a little finer than the fine point can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the lighter sketch lines, and what's left is a small trace of the darker lines, the confidence lines, that I'm going to use to guide me with my Sharpies. So usually I use the pen for the finer details like the face, but there's not really any details, right? I mean, he's wearing a mask, so there's not too much that we can really see anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the eyes and build my way out, and we'll switch over to this big Sharpie in a second. I'm going to go ahead and draw the eye like this, another one like that. Normally I don't draw the underside of the eye, but because I'm drawing a little bit bigger, because I've got him crouched, I can fit more of the body into this. I can actually draw more detail here. So I'll go ahead and do something like this, and it's not quite perfect. This one came out bigger than this one, but that's okay. I'll make it work. Alright, so now I think I'm just going to switch over to the big Sharpie and add some tiny detail as I need, because I don't need anything specific other than this, right? So let's go ahead and draw the eyes, or the eyepiece, I guess. Kind of like that. All that's going to be colored in black anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. I just needed to draw some defining edges. And so for his head, his helmet is kind of pointed straight at you, so it's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little different. We're just going to come in, connect it there, and the centerpiece, I think I'll do with this Sharpie, so I'm just going to draw the other edges of it. So his little wing ears, we're going to go ahead and just draw them up, then over like this. Same thing with this one, up and over like that, because they're more pointed at you. You can't really quite see the intricate design, so I'm just going to kind of come in and do one of these. Something like that. Okay, and let's see, there's the little vents in his head. We're going to draw just the shape of it first. So you can see there's the center. So I'm going to come down, bump it like this, and go out like that. Come down, bump it, and go out like that. And that'll kind of define a few of those raised edges and points. Plus, that'll help like with the main point that's sticking out. We can just kind of like hide it back here like this and say that's where it all goes. Now, let me add a little bit of that extra detail with the Sharpie fine point. So there's the center like I was talking about, and we'll go ahead and add a line like that just to define a few of the little details that are in it. Something like this. And again, because we're pointed straight at you, we're kind of limited with specific details, but we can do stuff like this to kind of define a little bit of it. You know, to give us the look of the vent kind of look to him. Like if you're looking at it from a different angle, you know what I'm talking about. You know what parts I'm drawing. You know, they're a little different there. Alright, but again, because it's pointed straight at you, we get to do it a little differently this time. Okay, so we're going to say the center pretty much like that. We're going to kind of come down, and hoof, mine kind of went off to the side there. Try to keep yours straight. Mine's all over the place. So I'm going to draw the sides and then his little ears. So I'm going to come down like that. Then I can draw the center like this. Then draw the space for the ears. And because again those have a little level of a 3D to it, we're going to just make them disappear to the back like that. Alright, so now I'm going to add some specific little detail, like those little vents in his mouth. So we're going to do something like this. Let's go ahead and do both of them so we got them all together. This one's kind of off. We'll do something like that. It's kind of hard. They're super tiny, so you can't add all the specific detail in it. So that's about all we can do there. And then same thing, I can add a little bit of vents on the side like that. Not over here, obviously. I ran out of room, and maybe you don't have enough room either. That's okay. No big deal. Okay, so I've got them all hunched over and crouched, so we can only see specific parts of them, not entirely everything. So I'm going to do his collar like this. Same thing here on this side. And bring it in. Bring it into his neck like that. And again, he's hunched over, so there's only so much we're going to see. And let's see, from here, let's draw his, I guess his chest piece. That's the one that's in front of everything. So we're going to come out like this, come out like that, bring it in. Again, he's hunched over. So we're going to do something like that. And the like little these pipes, the way they go around his ribs, again, he's hunched over in this drawing, so there's only so much of it we're going to see. So I'm just going to kind of come around like this, because they're kind of over themselves, you know? We'll go ahead and do one more like that, so you can see the three, since there's three on each side, right? Okay, so let me add a little bit of extra detail. For his chest, we're just going to draw, let's see, there's like a line like this, coming back down like that. There's where his neck is. But again, because he's hunched over, you only see so much of it anyway. Like that. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to draw his shoulders and his arms, and then we'll do his pipes because they're back behind everything. So we got to draw what's in front first. So his shoulders, he's got just like cloth arms like this, and then he's going to have that first little armor piece like that. Go ahead and connect it there since we didn't. And then I'm going to draw his forearm armor piece. Here's his wrist. It's going to come to like that, to a point like that. There's some cloth under there. We'll do the hand, then I'll add some detail here in a second. His hand, I pretty much just have out like that, kind of, he's in a fighting pose. There you go. So this one's in a fist, this one's just out. So it's just cloth. So we're just gonna draw the top of the hand like this. That's where this part is. Then we're gonna draw the thumb like that. Draw the fingers. And they're all over themselves, so you can't really see anymore. And we can get away with just drawing that. That's it. So now I want to add just some detail to make it come alive. All it's going to be colored in, so I'm not too worried about the detail in the thumb and the hand and that kind of stuff. So there, I just like to add like creases and lines for the cloth, because I know that that is cloth and this is armor. So we'll just kind of do something like that. Okay. All right, before we do those pipes, we're going to draw the other arm, then we'll do them together at the same time, because this one might be in front of some of that. So let's see what we got here. So this one is kind of up and ready to fight. So I'm going to do the cloth like we did there, all wrapped over, and then this one is going to be like that. Again, I've got them kind of like at a turned angle at you, so that's why you can only see so much of it. There is his armored forearm. So now I can connect any piece that wasn't connected. Something like that. And draw the back of the fist, because basically I've just got his hand like this, and all you're really drawing is the back of it. So we're going to come in here, draw the knuckles. Here's the other side like that. I've got this one up. This one's coming down. Coming down. Pinky like that. So again, see, we're drawing the back, so and kind of get away with not drawing every single part. And I'll go ahead and just add a little bit of detail where we kind of got lost there. Alright, and there's already some bumps here, so I don't have to worry too much about cloth material. There we go. Clean some of that up. Alright, so for the pipes, I know they're bent at the edge, but again, I've got them kind of hunched over, so the bend is going to kind of disappear. So we're going to draw the first one like this. And I'm exaggerating that a little bit. Like that, so we'll do the other one too, since we're doing that, so we'll kind of keep them consistent. Okay, so now I can draw the other ones underneath it. So I'm just going to come in and follow that line. Same thing, let's do it over here too. So see, it's going to end up going behind that hand a little bit, so it's good to draw what's in front first, because you can't draw through it, you know? So there you go. That's all for the pipes. We'll let color take care of the rest of that part. So now we're going to move on down to the waist. So he's all hunched over, so there's only so much of his stomach you're going to see, which is, you know, covered up by his chest. So we're going to draw his waist, or I guess his like belt that's kind of hunched over too, like this. Then his crotch is going to be down here. But again, his belt is kind of in the way, so there's only so much that we can draw. And I've got this leg in front, this one pointed out. So let's do the one that's out. We'll work that way and come back this way. So I've got him all stretched out like this, with the material and his cloth being exaggerated. And so we're going to draw his armor piece. And let's see, so we're going to come down here to his leg. And there's his armor legs. Now you're looking at the side view on this one, so all we're doing is the side. So we're just going to come back in here with a cloth, like this, and then I'm going to draw the round part to the knee pad, something like this. We'll go ahead and close it off in the back here. So this big extra crazy leg thing, we're looking at the side view. So I'm going to draw the edge of it here. It's going to come down. But obviously it's got those little piston things on the side, or you know what I'm saying. So we're going to have to put those in there. I'm going to allow for that little cutout piece. Bring it in like this, and that's going to come up. Now, for this, we're going to get very specific. We're going to go straight like this. That's just to define those edges. Do the same thing here, like that. And we're going to close it off, bring it in just a little bit, just to exaggerate the raised look to it, like that. And then draw like the extra little like bent piece, you know? So let's add some detail real fast with this tiny Sharpie. But it's a great idea to keep my paper from getting wrinkled with or wet from my wet hand, but it's very sticky. And my sweaty hand is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and same thing, this has got some specific detail to it. Go ahead and thicken up these edges like that. For this, I think what I want to do is just do like another level to it. Again, just to give it another specific detail. I'm just kind of adding extra since I can here. Like, we're not going to see this on the other side, so I'm just adding extra now while I can. Alright. Okay, there's the back side of that going all the way through. Alright, so now we're going to finish off the foot. And I was talking about this in the sketch that there's a lot of armor pieces to it, so I'm going to kind of follow the armor like that. This. Okay, and you know what, let's add a little extra like that. Again, add some detail. Like that. I'm going to add some cloth bends because this is cloth pants, so those do have some give, some stretch in material. All right, so now let's do his other one, and this other one is pointed straight at you. So, let's do this. You'll see why in a second. So this one you're going to see more of the front of. So this leg you can't really see too much of because it's all over like this, like exaggerated and straight at you. So we're going to draw the big part like this. The knee pad, I'm going to draw like that, which is pretty much over it. And then I'm going to draw the big round part here. Now, let's draw the centerpiece and then work our way out. Oops. Like that. And it's round, but it's got that. So the front view of it is like this. So remember how we got this other level like that? We're going to do like this. Same thing over here. And again, because it's a front view, we're not going to add all that little detail. So that's why I wanted to add it then while I could with that specific detail. This is a round piece like that. Now I'll add the centerpiece like that. Another one around like that. And so see, it's not perfect, but you know, it's mine. Here, let's go ahead before I forget. Let's add these pieces. Like that. And there's this. Not too sure exactly. I mean, I guess again, like it's like some kind of vent piece. It's a stylized look, so I'll do it. There's a center. We'll do that. Same thing. We'll do that. Now again, because this leg is so, you know, over itself, you can't really see too much. But I'll add a little bit just to show that yeah, there's a lot of lines where it's bent over and stretched over itself. Okay, so now we're just going to do like we did over here. We're going to draw some armor down. Just kind of exaggerating the pieces. Like that. And let me add some armor lines. And remember, you don't have to do exactly like I'm doing because this is how I draw. You draw how you draw and we'll meet somewhere in between. But I've got little specifics. Oh, we're off. Let me bring this down just a little bit so you can get in there. There we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, so let's finish up with the armor pieces going across. So it's basically going to be something like this, and I'm just making it up according to their drawing. So, you know, if you can get it like theirs, great. If not, don't worry about it. No big deal. Because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Let's give them a little bit of a heel like that. And there we go. So there we go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Tenya Iida from My Hero Academia. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.